It's the brother Kamal Ya'Allah out of GMS ATL, giving all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, also giving double honors to the apostles, the elders that rule well, and also shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. Alright, this is another World War III update. I guess I'll go into it first. There's some breaking news, and that's this actually just was reported an hour ago by Next News. I'm going to go ahead and play the video.
In part by GetTheTea.com, a powerful detox tea to support your health.
Bad news for South Korea. Apparently North Korea moving the Rodong missiles closer to the border with the South. According to Tamir Eshel for Defense Update, they're reporting that North Korea has now moved the Rodong intermediate range ballistic missile launchers closer to the South in an attempt to circumvent the missile defense shield that's soon to be established by the U.S. THAAD missile systems. They state here that North Korea maintains several ballistic missile bases throughout the country, strategically located to attack targets in the region. Apparently, the Kusong site located in North Pyongyang province houses the Rodong missiles. These missiles are currently targeting U.S. forces in Japan. The Hwasong 5-6 Scud Bs are based at the Kaldong site located in the Zhejiang province in the northern region, north of Pyongyang. Of course, they state that the Akpyeong-dong site is located in Gangwon province, southeast of the capital, where both the Hwasong and Rodong missiles are located. These missiles target South Korea. There are other numerous smaller sites scattered around the country serving for the mobile launcher pads as well. So,
all right, so as you see, North Korea, as we're getting closer, because as I reported before, there was, North Korea had just last week, North Korea had declared war on the U.S. Because the United States put sanctions on their leader, Kim Jong-un, right? So basically this is out of retaliation to that, and they're actually getting closer to, this is a big move, them moving missiles, all right, because that means they might be about it. Now also, this is also from the news, Next News Network, which is a great network as well. But it says, I hope I didn't get rid of the tab. I'll just find it real quick. Oh, right here. Let's let that load.
The Next News Network is sponsored in part by GetTheTea.com, a powerful detox tea to support your health.
Now, China.
Well, the United States is now calling Kim Jong-un's bluff in deploying a supersonic bomber over to North Korea. According to Joey Millar over at the Express UK, he is reporting that the crazed leader...
All right, so there's a lot going on. But basically, the first video that I played, that was the retaliation, that was the response for what I'm about to show you now. So the U.S. is calling his bluff, basically.
Detox tea to support your health.
So this thing
well, the United States is now calling Kim Jong-un's bluff in deploying a supersonic bomber over to North Korea. According to Joey Millar over at the Express UK, he is reporting that the crazed leader of the Hermit State accused Obama of crossing the red line after introducing trade sanctions last week and promised the toughest countermeasures in response. However, rather than back down and call off the sanctions, the United States instead sent supersonic strike bombers to bases near the Asian state, daring Kim Jong-un
See?
to blink first.
See?
Yes, they state here that the B-1B Lancer bombers are being sent to Guam, a U.S. territory in the Pacific Ocean, within striking range of the secretive state's capital of Pyongyang. They write here that they are replacing the raging or aging fleet of B-52s held on the island's Anderson Air Force Base. They state around 300 U.S. airmen are also being deployed to the base in response to the increasing aggression of the maverick leader. Oh, he's so angry. So angry. Kim Jong-un, you know, bomb me. Well, he's really mad over there because he can't seem to get it up. He keeps trying and trying and trying, but his rockets just don't work. They keep blowing off on the launch pad. Premature detonation. It's really sad. Maybe he needs to see his doctor. Maybe get some Viagra for those ballistic missiles, and maybe they could, address that problem. Okay, enough jokes. What are your thoughts on this latest move by the United States against North Korea? Comment below, subscribe for updates. If you like what we're doing here at the Next News Network, give us a thumbs up and share this report. For the Next News Network,
Right,
I'm
so
Tony French.
as you see, United States is ready to, they're not playing either. So you got both sides, and they're not budging. You got America saying y'all ain't about it, but you also got North Korea. They responded, right? And basically you have a standoff right now, right? It's a face-to-face thing. So this could definitely erupt into something major, right? This is a big thing. So let me also, because North Korea said that they would do something in response to the war games, right? So now we're gonna go to we're gonna see when these war games are gonna take place. U.S. and South Korea, Slovakia, their military exercise. We're gonna see when their military exercise is supposed to take place, because Kim Jong-un threatened against this exercise. So let's see if it'll tell us when they're supposed to take place. It's in 2016. Let me see. So I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, they already started. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if we can find this real quick. Work with me. Okay. So over the plan, okay, the launches followed a North Korean threat of physical action over the planned deployment of a sophisticated and came just weeks before the start of large scale. So maybe about a couple weeks, maybe about another week or two. I believe that's when it's supposed to take place. So we definitely need to be looking out for that in the coming weeks. That annual military exercise, right? Let's see, here's another article that I think might give us some more information about these exercises. Let me see. It doesn't say too much. Let me see. So these are just pictures of it. Let's see if we can get a date. That's what I'm looking for. But these are pictures of the exercise that you can see. All right, Salaki, I don't really see too much on a date, but here we go. Here's another article brought to you by Next News Network, and they have machine gun robots. Right? I'm just gonna skip through this one.
A Business Insider video. It's called the MARS, the Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System, is the military machine's gun-toting robot. The robot is like a mini tank with a remote control that can travel at a top speed of 7 miles per hour, which means it'll walk alongside Marines on a mission, and its battery is good for 8 to 12 hours. When equipped with a M240 machine gun, the MARS...
So as you see, this is a gun that is operated by a remote control, right? So this is something they used a remote control gun to kill the killer of those 3 cops in Baton Rouge. Now this is something that they're going to use more often, these machine automatic weapons where they're, you know, using the remote control, right? Because Esau, man, you know, Esau wants to do everything to stay out of, you know, personal interaction, that's bitch ass warfare, really. Because, you know, ancient warfare was face to face. There weren't any, you know, guns or you know, it was face to face, man. It was really physical. Now everything is pretty much detached, right? So it's less interactive, right? Because you got a guy like operating the shit like a video game, right? So here we go. This is another article, and I like this channel. They're on point with their news, and also, you know, they're also talking about the chip as well. So I'm gonna play this video.
Johnson over at the Express UK, he reports a tiny implant the size of a grain of sand has been created that can connect computers to the human body without the need for wires or batteries. Okay, yes, I know that's a little bit bigger than a grain of sand, so, you know, hold your comments on the size of the chip just yet. It's a figure of speech. It's a reference. It's small. All right, so apparently the fact that it has no need for wires or batteries is now opening up a host of futuristic possibilities. Or maybe it's answering some prophecies at the same time. Yes, Bible prophecy. They state here that the devices are dubbed neural dust, and it could be used to continually monitor organs like the heart in real time, and if they can even be...
But that just goes to show you that this thing is getting out, man. Now, this is a third-party news network, right? But you got this thing, this RFID chip, picking up on local news, on local television now, right? So you gotta think, man, this thing is picking up. Even the fact that he knew that it was tied to prophecy, right? This thing is getting out to the average person.
To control robotic devices like prosthetic arms or legs. They say it is believed they could actually help treat conditions like epilepsy.
Let's go back a little bit.
Help treat conditions like epilepsy, prosthetic arms or legs. It made smaller, implanted into the brain to control robotic devices like prosthetic.
Did you see that? They said that, you know, it can be implanted into the brain to control prosthetic legs and stuff. So that's how they're gonna present it. Is that this is modern technology. All right, you put it in your body, and it's gonna, you know, help your vision, if you got bad vision, or they're gonna try to make it, seem like it's an aid. All right, it's for your aid, when really it's just to enslave you and track you. All right, now just to backpedal a little bit, because we were talking about World War III, right? One thing I wanted to say is that, with these news, these articles that are coming out day to day, right? I mean, the main thing that I've done videos on lately is World War III, and the reason why is because there's always something going on internationally, right? There's always something new in the news. The international setting, right, there's a lot of tensions going on, right? So that's why at least every week I do one video on World War III, because I mean, new things are happening, all right, at such a rapid pace that you got to keep up, all right, with the news, right? So these things, and I got a preset. This is Joel 3:10. Actually, let's start at 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Alright, wake up the mighty men, all the soldiers. Let all the men of war, soldiers, draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Right? Now, going back to North Korea, right? North Korea was a weak country at one point in time, right? Right. Really, in comparison, all the countries were weak. Let's see, going back maybe about 60, about 60, 70 years ago, America was on top, and all the countries were really weak in comparison. But now you got all these weak nations, all right, because even Russia, all right, through the USSR, all right, that fell and that broke up, Russia, and that Russia was weak at that point, but now Russia's strong, and now you got North Korea, they're strong as well. So these places, even China as well, they're building their economy. They're building these nuclear weapons. All right, they're no longer, America is no longer the only world power. All right, and it's decreasing from being the dominant world power, right? Because the only thing that America is holding on to, the only thing that's keeping America afloat is this dollar, man. But let this dollar fail, man, and it's a wrap. Because that's what's holding up America, is the fact that the dollar is still the international, the most regional currency. That's the only thing, right? It's because people still believe in this dollar. But like I said, it's being devalued by the minute, and I mean, this dollar, man. I mean, it's gonna fail. So then that's gonna be the end of America, really, and that's gonna be when Jake goes crazy, and they, and people start bugging out in America. But ultimately, it's also gonna lead up to the implementation of the chip. That's what's gonna set. That's gonna be the prerequisite to making the chip and enforcing the chip and making it mandatory, is the dollar failing, right? Now, that's pretty much it on that. But these tensions that are happening between North Korea and the U.S. All right, these are wars and rumors of wars. All right, so even if it doesn't, even if North Korea is, even if they are calling bluff, right, or even if they are bluffing or just talking shit, all right, this is still something that because that's a threat. They just threaten. They threaten to respond if the U.S. does these exercises. So with that threat, man, it's just gonna be more. Even if it doesn't happen right now, it's still gonna be more and more rising tensions and things that are, you know, gonna happen. Now here's another article. World War III news: NATO and Russia nuclear war to be deadly. Hungary defends Moscow. All right, and reading. Much is at stake for the next position of the President of the United States as the European region has entered one of its tensest periods. Russia and NATO have been at odds with each other, and despite constant reaffirmation that neither is seeking for war, telltale signs suggest otherwise. See? NATO and Russia will be nuclear, and the United States is in for a round of challenging times, and what happens in the future could depend on who wins his presidential election. So also, this presidential election is going to be a big turning point in the future of America, right? Because I can't remember if I did an article on it, but I may have just, I don't know if I ever shed light on it, but Putin threatened to go to war or to have to make actions if, well, yeah, declare war, Slovakia, if Hillary is elected in office. All right. Now it says Slavic nations of Eastern Europe are now under pressure as Europe eyes the Baltic states, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, all members of NATO. All right. Analysts believe that the situation goes beyond issuing reassuring statements to appease the situation. Rather, there is need for serious talks about nuclear war, as Russia and NATO are both at risk of participating in one. See? So, reading on, this is Sharif, who was retired NATO's Deputy Supreme Commander. He said, I'm worried, I'm very worried that we're sleepwalking into something absolutely catastrophic. See, if NATO goes to war with Russia, that means nuclear war. So this is prophecy. That's what we're looking forward to ultimately. All right, America being consumed in that lake of fire. To him, the solution would be NATO to show off, to show of unity and strength that will discourage any offensive moves from the enemy, which that's not going to do nothing. However, as threatening as Russia appears to be to NATO, its members, and the United States, Hungary's foreign minister believes otherwise. According to the official, the premise that Russia is trying to invade NATO members is different from reality. I don't think it is a realistic assumption today that Russia would attack any NATO member state, which is bullshit. He's in denial. Alright, so that was pretty much it on that. I think I had one more article. Yeah, I sure do. Alright, this is off of the Inquisitor. This is from August 5th. World War III ready. Russia forms new military task force to match NATO blow for blow in Crimea. So, as you see, this guy who's doubting that Russia will retaliate, this is his answer. They already did. Russia appears to be readying itself for a very serious confrontation with NATO, a confrontation that, if it should come to pass, many believe will be the opening stage of World War III, right? And that confrontation might occur in Crimea. So Russia has not only increased in troop strength in the area, but it also created a new military task force just to go head to head with NATO forces. See, so they're already taking measures to take down or to retaliate against NATO. Let me see. Ukraine, not to mention a member of nations around the world, has decreed the military takeover as an illegal act against a sovereign nation and does not recognize Russia's authority over Crimea. Regardless, Russia announced full integration of Crimea into the Russian Federation in July. See? So they're going to fight over Crimea. Over Crimea, Ukraine. So rumors of the imminent World War III have become quite commonplace in the past few years, given the increase of remilitarization, whatever, of Russia. Alright. And all of it within a relatively short distance from Russia's western borders, with several NATO nations where new missile deployments and military exercises have kept all of Eastern Europe tense. See, but often rumors of war are generated by. So you're going to your enemy, and it's like you moved in next door, right? Because Russia's the enemy to NATO, but you got these NATO places. All right, that's like your enemy, man. And then this motherfucker moved next door to you, right? You're not gonna you know, be prepared if you know he tries something, because I mean, hey, that's the devil. All right. Often rumors of war are generated by the very real threat of war. See? Or at least the perception that the threat of war is real. See? And that's the scriptures, rumors of war. Often rumors of war are generated by the very real threat of war. Alright, and when that perception is reinforced by hardline rhetoric from military officials, the fears of a coming conflict, because this is coming from people that are seeing, they're in the midst of it, they're seeing what's happened. The fears of the coming conflict, perhaps the ignition point of World War III, seem even closer to becoming actualized. See? So it's right around the corner. Is hey, this thing could happen in a matter of hours. So that's why it's important for us to stay tuned in the prophecy and what's going on in the international stage. All right, so that's pretty much it on that. That was a news update. All right, and giving all praise to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, Shalom.